Hey guys, and welcome to Top Channel 101. Today let's take a look at some totally new add-ons on the market, including a new camera tracker, a mesh combiner, and I really love this one because it's a game saver for game developers and people who want to save on textures. And we also have alpha cut and others. So without further ado, let's jump right in with the mesh combiner. Now I love this add-on because it does something I've not seen any other add-on do. Usually when you join two meshes, the materials are not joined, so you have multiple materials for multiple objects. But with the mesh combiner, when you join multiple meshes with different materials, their textures are merged into a single image. That means that if say you have a mango, a banana, and an orange with separate image textures, these are going to be joined into a single image, but the UVs are still going to have the same layout, but just move to a different section of the image. So for example, if an object has a PBR material, that is, let's say, 3 maps, the color, the roughness, and the normal maps, that 3 image textures. If you have 2 objects with 2 different materials, that would be 6 textures. If it is 3 objects, that would be 9 textures. So you can see how quickly your texture count can go up. But with this, you can join all those materials into one PBR set. So going from 9 images or 20 images to just 3, reducing the amount of textures you have, which will also gradually reduce your render times. Next up is alpha cut. We don't get a lot of video editor add-ons for Blender, so you end up having to use Premiere Pro or After Effects for doing things like rotoscoping and paying a subscription. But if you don't want to do that and you want to keep your entire workflow in Blender, you can also check out some video editing add-ons like this. This allows you to do all your rotoscoping directly in Blender, and it's not that manual rotoscoping that After Effects provides. It's all done automatically. You just select your subject and let the add-on handle the rest, and it does really good masking out thin detail like hair strands and clothing, giving you a good isolated mask that you can implement for your video editing purposes or even bringing characters into your 3D view. So you might already be familiar with the F-Spy add-on, which basically aligns your 3D camera with any photo, making it easy for you to align objects with the perspective of the photo, so you can place 3D objects into your scene. So the reason to get the easy camera matcher instead of F-Spy or on top of F-Spy is that this can also do object tracking, which F-Spy doesn't. So if you have a moving object in your scene, you can match your model to that object and watch it track that object in 3D space. On top of that is a more updated version of F-Spy, and on top of that it also comes with all the features of F-Spy, including giving you tools that allow easy alignment of your 3D scene to the photograph or video you have imported. It's also great for scene reconstruction, setting up all the materials you need to project your video or image onto the geometry, setting up the materials, shadow captures, and all the assets necessary to do scene reconstruction. It's amazing how something so simple can be so powerful, like Select Pro, which basically just gives you more selection options, especially if you're working with imported geometry that you didn't create yourself and you need to tweak a bit. This usually comes with a lot of triangulated meshes or triangulated faces that need fixing, and you can't easily use Blender default selection tools to select edge loops or face loops. This gives you back that control, allowing you to easily make selections that would be impossible with the default Blender selections. On top of those options, you also get other options like easily accessible selection menu for selecting objects of the similar collection, parent, and other attributes. If there is an area of Blender that is constantly improving, is scattering assets inside Blender. Today we have an add-on that is attempting to do that with a different approach, including particle-based scattering features, physics-based scattering features, and click to add scattering options. This is Scatter by Kiri engine, and it builds on top of what we have seen other add-ons do, but in a more optimized, intuitive direction. I think the best feature of this add-on is the point to add option, which allows you to add objects individually, but randomizing the instance that is added on each click, with a different scale, rotation, and an entirely different object, making sure there is no intersecting with any objects that are close and keeping the placement realistic and seated on the nearest object. Adding volumetric fog is the best way to add realism to your scene without doing too much work. And if you want to go a step further, you can add animated fog in your animation. And this is what the physical fog add-on does for you. It has several templates for different looks, different fog, and a variation in animation so that every scene you create has a bit of uniqueness. You just drag the fog box into your scene and select the animation template you want, and you will get realism in just a few clicks. There are several add-ons that handle decals in Blender, but what I love about each one of them is that they all have a unique approach, and today we're going to be looking at decal flow, which uses geometry as decals. There are plans to add image-based decals, but for now it's just mesh detail. And if this approach fits your workflow, maybe it's something you want to take a look into. Great thing about this is that it's not just restricted to what is available in their library. You can also design your own decals by making them directly as meshes inside Blender, or you can import images and the add-on will convert them into geometry that can be projected onto any mesh. If this works for your workflow, maybe you can take a look at it. And lastly, let's take a look at the lazy interior add-on. It's not called lazy interior for no reason. It allows you to import already made scenes directly into your scenes. Are we talking about apartments, materials, textures, assets, anything concerning ArcViz is already set up for you, and all you have to do is just click a single button and it will all be imported directly into Blender. What I love about this mostly is, again, the already made interiors with everything set up. All I have to do now is just move furniture around, switch them a bit, and I'll be good to go. It also has a good importing system that allows you to import furniture or assets directly onto the surfaces instead of randomly in the 3D viewport, making placement of the objects easier and lazier. And I've also made a few updates to my own shop, including updates to my own add-ons like the True Image Editor, and the pricing has also changed. I've made everything way cheaper. Now my costs are less than $10, and if you add the winter sale discount, you're going to get them at even a lower price. If you are a Patreon, you will get all these assets on my Patreon, so maybe that's something you might be interested in, supporting me on my Patreon. So if you're interested, check out my shop, Patreon, Gumroad, and everything, and I'll see you in the next one. Be safe.